this is a survey the World Economic Forum does of leaders all over the world about what are the skills they see as most important now and what do they think are going to be the most important in the future. And I'm very happy to see that analytical thinking and critical thinking are number 1 and 2 right now, which is something that is near and dear to us because that's exactly what we teach folks is applied critical thinking and analytical thinking and decision making. And it's something that is been working its way up the chart over the years, and it's edifying to see it in the top slot. What are you seeing when you look at the current 2023 top 10, Marcus?
Indeed, yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Because, these are the skills judged to be the greatest importance to workers at the time of this survey. So it's just fantastic to see that thinking is what's at the top 2 slots. And then that third slot, I love resilience, flexibility, and agility. What's concerning me looking at this is leadership and social influence is number 9, empathy, number 8, quality control. People don't think we need quality control. It's a low one down at number 10. So it's interesting, the disparity between the sort of left and right of arc here that we're seeing, because ultimately, as we know, leadership is what enables most of these things. And obviously,
well, I think the reason you're seeing that is because people are realizing that old models of leadership aren't what's needed, and this command and control, tell folks what to do thing. What's needed is thinking leaders. It's the name of the podcast, folks. It's the name of the show. It does what it says on the tin. And what thinking leaders need is analytical and creative thinking. And I think people see that. I think people, recognize that just telling people what to do is not as valuable as it was once perceived to be. I mean, if you think about it, an effective leader, 20, 30 years ago was someone who could mobilize their team, and get them to do the things that were judged needed to be done. Whereas now, and as you point out, this is looking at what are the skills that all employees are seen as important. I think people see that everybody needs to be able to think for themselves and not run off and go and do their own thing, but it goes back to what we always talk about. People want to make a difference, and they want to have the skills to be able to make a difference. They don't want to just defer to someone who's higher up on the totem pole and wait for them to tell them what to do.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? When you look at the left side, the top 5, if you had all of those effectively working across your organization, you don't need much else.
Those analytical thinking, creative thinking, resilience, flexibility and agility, motivation and self-awareness. Love the self-awareness thing. Yeah. And curiosity and lifelong learning. Yeah. Everything else follows from that. You get that and quality will follow. You get that, leadership will follow. You get that, empathy and active listening will follow, dependability, attention to detail, technical literacy. All those things will follow from those things. So I think people sense that. And I think that's a good sign.
Yeah. It's really interesting, isn't it?
Then the next slide is the top 10 skills on the rise.
Indeed. So these are what are judged to be increasing in importance most rapidly between now and 2027.
And look what number 1 and 2 are.
Pole position, and number 2, creative and analytical thinking again, which is great to see. So that follows on from desire. But leaping up into number 3, no surprise, technological literacy. People realizing the requirement to understand tech.
I am concerned about one thing here is I see systems thinking is on here, but it's number 6.
Yeah.
And we were just talking last week about systems thinking and how important it is. And it's good that it's on the top 10.
It's always good.
I think that I wonder. I'm a little concerned that it's not higher up, but it's interesting. It's above AI and big data, which I find interesting.
I know.
And what's fallen off here, to a point we were just talking about, is leadership.
So does that reflect on the comment you made that it's deemed as not important going forward because of the probably bad impression people have on leadership today? So there's lots of work to be done there on the evolution, I believe, of leadership that we require for today's complex world.
Right, because again, I think it comes down to the model of leadership that people are looking at. If you have leaders who have creative and analytical thinking, who have technological literacy, who are committed, who have curiosity, resilience, flexibility, and agility, systems thinking, they're going to be effective leaders.
Right.
If you have leaders who are just good at telling people what to do, not so much. And I think that's why you see that slipping off the chart here.
Yeah, because leadership is an outcome, isn't it? Good leadership is an outcome of the things we're seeing here. If we do all of these, then you would become an effective, capable leader.